All right, deck tech. So, I'm going to call this next level Obosh. Well, okay, that's probably a little too pretentious, but okay. So, in all seriousness, though, I have a big back catalog of 5-0s throughout all of last season. But I actually just went ahead and decided to record the most recent league with the most recent build of Obosh. And when I say the most recent build, I mean the most recent build of the non-Saga version of Obosh. The Obosh, yeah, Obosh specifically, because the thing is I can't really make up my mind whether or not ditching Obosh is worth it to play Shatter Skull Smashing and to get access to like what's it called, Stonebrain and other even cost sideboard cards mainly. Because honestly, the main deck, I think the main deck has pretty much proved it itself at this point. But it's mainly the better sideboard options, and honestly, Shatter Skull Smashing has been absolutely smashing, to say the least. I don't know, the Obosh is such a sweet card too, so like it's so it could go either way. But I basically have an Obosh version, a Obosh-less version, and then I have a Saga Obosh and then a Saga Obosh-less version. This is the non-Saga but Obosh version that I am presently on, and if you've been seeing my other decks, this is pretty much par for the course, except I'm not sure if I got this far in the catalog where we last left off, but I have taken quite a liking to Unholy Heat. And the funny thing is I just never realized that Relic of Progenitus can absolutely work together with Unholy Heat. I mean, is it a little bit of a non-bow? Yeah, but at the end of the day, this card, worst case scenario, is 1 mana, 2 damage, instant speed. Yeah, you can't hit players, but we almost never want to anyway. It's just when we need to do 6 damage, there literally is no other card that gives us that much damage for this little mana. So all I can say is that we just have to be conscious of our graveyard. We got to be conscious of the matchups where we may need Delirium. We need to be, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a little bit of a non-bow, but yeah, the thing I've noticed is Relic is just so strong, and I mean, you could argue Relic is a little bit of a non-bow with Seasoned Pyromancer. That never stopped us from playing Seasoned Pyromancer in the past. This is just basically the best sort of graveyard hate kind of card that I think we can play, as long as it doesn't hurt us, hurt our strategy too bad. And I think Unholy Heat doesn't actually play too badly with it. But yeah, and we have a good mix of instant, sorcery, instant as well through Spikefield. We can put a land into our graveyard pretty easily with Field of Ruin. That's always nice. Blaststone too, although that's less good unless we can actually hit something with it. But Blaststone goes to the graveyard too sometimes, so that's nice. Then the Bugbear too. Sometimes we attack with it. It goes to the graveyard. We got a pretty good amount of great stuff going to the graveyard. Mishra's Research Desk for artifacts. Relic, sadly, will never, unless we pitch it to like Fury or Seasoned Pyromancer, Relic will never really go to the graveyard for the most part. But yeah, this could too if we pitch it. We got creatures. Fury can pitch itself, go to the graveyard, and count for Delirium that way. Fable can be an enchantment that we can pitch and put to the graveyard. Yeah, there's just a good mix of stuff. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, we're not playing. Unfortunately, there has to be a sacrifice made, and I just can't squeeze Bonecrusher Giant into this list. But at the end of the day, we don't really need Bonecrusher Giant. Like, the whole deck is pretty much kind of card advantage and gas and, like, dealing lots of damage for little mana, at least to creatures or planeswalkers. Like, when the whole deck is so gassy, we just don't really actually need Bonecrusher Giant that much anymore. And I think I've really established in my playtesting that Fable is definitely the superior of the card with as between Obosh and Bonecrusher. So, here we are. Yeah. I don't know that I want to belabor this too much longer, but suffice it to say, between Seasoned Pyromancer, Fable, and Mishra's Research Desk, I've never had a deck grind quite like these decks before, and so much utility out of the lands too. And the thing is, we can even put a decent clock on sometimes with a Ragavan into a Seasoned Pyromancer or a Fable or something. Is the deck perfect? No. Combo is and always has been a little bit of a blind spot. We'll get to that in a second with the sideboard. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, like this deck has so many good matchups. So, unfortunately, creativity is, while we have a plan for creativity, it's still not a great matchup. But unfortunately, our all-time worst matchup is still probably Rhinos. Unless you reach for even cost cards, there's just never that much you can actually do against Rhinos. But the good news is we have decent options against a lot of the stuff that's played right now, other than Rhinos, including creativity, and that's kind of where we take the sideboard. Okay, we're packing all 4 Blood Moons, okay? No card really shuts off creativity. I found actually quite like Blood Moon. Even Stonebrain does not quite work as well as Blood Moon, because at the end of the day, if you stick a Blood Moon, and as long as you can keep them from making treasure tokens, you know, you can pretty much kind of just keep them from playing Magic. I have noticed sometimes they've been playing what's that card called? They've been playing a Strike It Rich, which is unfortunate because unlike Fable, you don't really have much of an opportunity to actually prevent them from making the treasure token. That being said, we can actually deal, thanks to Unholy Heat, we can actually deal with at least with just 1 Archon hitting the battlefield if they can creativity a token, because actually it's not super difficult a lot of times to actually get Delirium and then one-shot the Archon. And while it's not cool losing a creature and them drawing a card and us discarding a card, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of times under a Blood Moon they're still going to lose if they can only get 1 Archon in play. You know, as long as they don't get another one after that, or if we draw another Unholy Heat, you know, we can get there. In that regard, I'm playing Geomancer's Gambit. Now this is the type of card that we typically have only seen in my list in the past when I've been playing Strip Mines type decks. But here's the thing, okay? I just feel like the Strip Mine strategy, it gets blanked too hard by like Ren and 6 and some other strategies like Death and Taxes or something that just play a ton of basics and can shrug off a lot of the strip mining effects. But like I kind of like having this sort of effect in the sideboard, because there are some matchups where this is super powerful against. And the main thing that got me thinking about Geomancer's Gambit is just that these kind of strip mine type cards like Cleansing Wildfire are this card, and we can't play Cleansing Wildfire because it'll conflict with Obosh. I mean, we can, but for the most part, I think I'd gladly just pay the extra 1 mana so that I don't have to lose Obosh. I know this card is strictly worse other than Obosh, but being able to keep Obosh is pretty big game. So the thinking is basically, in a lot of matchups where we bring in Blood Moon, they don't have a lot of basics, right? If they had a lot of basics, we probably wouldn't be bringing Blood Moon in. So I noticed that a lot of decks recently have been very good about playing around Blood Moon, and they've been able to put basics in play, but they usually only have like 2-3 basics sometimes in their deck, and that's where Geomancer's Gambit really comes in handy, because they fetch out basically all their remaining basics, which, by the way, they might not do in Game 1, because if they do that, Field of Ruin sometimes becomes a true strip mine effect. And while that oftentimes isn't automatically game-winning in its own right, it's just annoying enough against them that they sometimes kind of don't play around Blood Moon as much anymore, but they still kind of do. But at the end of the day, yeah, Geomancer's Gambit, basically we can get a Blood Moon down, and of course Blood Moon shuts off our Field of Ruin, so we can't use Field of Ruin anymore to do it, but we can still use Geomancer's Gambit. If they've successfully fetched all their basics out, well, then Geomancer's Gambit just destroys it and draws a card. Worst case scenario, they only fetched out like 2 out of their 3 basics, for example, so fine, we convert 1 basic into another, but then the next Geomancer's Gambit is just destroy a land, draw a card. And the thing I really like about Geomancer's Gambit is that worst case scenario, it at least cycles itself. Yes, it cycles itself for 3 mana. Yes, it kind of untaps one of our lands if we target a tap land, but at the end of the day, it's just there's just not a very high. There's just not a very. The ceiling is, how should I say? There's just a limit to how bad this can be. Basically, there's just a limit ultimately to how bad Geomancer's Gambit is, because it always at least replaces itself when you're in like a top deck war. And you know, Pillage, the problem I had, I used to play Pillage in this kind of slot, and while Pillage was a cool card and all, the problem I always had with it is that if I drew Pillage before Blood Moon, sometimes it was just kind of a dead card. Like late in the game when we're just in a top deck war, we both have a gazillion lands in hand. You know, if there's no good artifact to hit, then Pillage it's just kind of a dead card. And you know, but Geomancer's Gambit, like, when it's good, oftentimes it's as good or even better than Pillage, because you can draw a card. And when it's bad, it at least just replaces itself. So that's the thinking behind Gambit. Magus is I'll never leave home without it. If nothing else, the Amulet Titan matchup just becomes so exponentially better off with this in our 75. And unfortunately, that means something has to get cut. And I cut 2 Shattering Sprees. Shattering Sprees is one of these kind of cards that I feel like easily can justify playing it as either a 2 of or a 4 of or a 3 of, any number of ofs, because it's good early, it's good late. So I'm playing it as a 2 of. I still think it's quite justifiable. If I could play more of it, I would, but I really think this deck kind of wants to go all in on the Geomancer's Gambit, Blood Moon kind of strategy out of the sideboard. We have no real plan against Burn anymore. Blood Moon actually does pretty good work in there, so I'm going to count that as a plan against Mill, but we don't really have much of a plan against Burn. Whatever, it is what it is. You know, 2 Shadow Spears oftentimes doesn't make that big of a difference against Burn anyway. I've found that a lot of times when I beat Burn with this deck, even with the 2 Shadow Spears, a lot of times the only way I win is if they had a slow enough hand where my Ragavans or other things were going to get there anyway. So we'll just tolerate having a worse Burn matchup for not having like solid hate for the matchup like some of our other versions, but we can live with that. Anyway, so if you guys are so excited that you know you're going to like it before you even see the games, then please drop a like and consider subscribing. I'm trying to say that like all the other cool YouTubers, but let's get to the games. I hope you all will enjoy. Alrighty, take care. Okay, match 1. Let's see how this one goes. Alright, keepable hand, I think. Would like, ideally, some type of lightning bolt or something. But we do have Fury to hopefully bail us out of some truly must deal with creature. The concern, of course, is if they drop something like Stoneforge Mystic and we don't have a one-shot type answer, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that kind of deck. Yeah, and thankfully Spikefield Hazard can take care of this one just fine. I got some choices here, but I think I'll use the Spikefield. It's just very nice to be able to get full value out of one of your utility lands, especially where we already have 3 lands, and I think 3 lands is more or less the magic number where we can start using like Spikefield Hazard as a spell instead of saving it for a land. Alright, well, fair enough. I don't think we need to resist this somehow. Okay. Alright, just gotta remember to get Obosh, because I don't know why I took that out of the revealed card zone, but it is what it is. Okay, so we still have Unholy Heat we can hold up for dashing purposes. Okay, so I mean, we kind of reveal our hand this way, but Den of the Bugbear. This makes it possible for us to return Obosh to hand while holding up Unholy Heat. Okay, I thought this was Rakdos Scam, but looks like it is probably some type of Jund deck. I'm guessing Jund's Ragavan, because I think Saga is just kind of too powerful for Jund to pass up for the most part. You'd think by that same logic we couldn't pass up Saga, but we're playing a kind of Blood Moon version, so gotta make a choice here. Well, you know what I'm gonna do. I could regret this, but I'm gonna leave myself vulnerable to a Ragadash for 1 turn. The reason being is that doing it this way gives me the option of either playing Fury or Obosh next turn, and I kind of feel like they might not have dashed if they had it. Okay, so I'm not gonna work with that. The other thing I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna exile this because now I think I can one-shot it with the Unholy Heat, or with the Fury for that matter. I think the Fury is probably a little bit better. Maybe I shouldn't have taken away the instant because my Unholy Heats are a little less powerful there. Yeah, I probably should have thought about that a little more, but it's okay. Most of the time, we kind of use Unholy Heat as like a glorified shock, but when it does double up as an actual full 6 damage, it's pretty irreplaceable in what it accomplishes. Okay. Alright, well, I'll play this out. The reason being is that I just don't want this to get discarded. I think we have more to worry about from discard than we do from getting our graveyard taken care of with Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, I was not honestly expecting this, but it's fine. I have a pretty good countermeasure by being able to swing back with the Bugbear. So, not that big of a deal, actually. Yeah. Doesn't matter how we tap our lands that much, but still does a little bit, so I'd recommend leaving a basic up just so they can't, somehow get you with Fulminator Mage or something. I don't know. You don't see that too often, but you know, or Field of Ruin. Although in our deck we can get an Untap Mountain, but anyway. There's red and 6. I think we'll just let them return the land to their hand. Bloodbraid Elf, okay. Okay, well it is Ren, but okay, let's see. Give me a second. Well, okay. Yeah, sorry that took a little while, and sorry they also managed to take a sorcery speed removal card from our hand, but they also don't get to play this Galisa thing. Surprised they just passed on it together with Ragavan, unless I missed something. Anyway, um, should I attack with Den? I'm kind of thinking yes. And you know what? We can actually attack with another one here. It's pretty wild in a way. Let's see. Actually, can we kill him? We'll block these two. Yeah, I think they're dead actually. Maybe not. I don't know why I thought they were. Take 5. It's still a pretty big game, but yeah, they're not quite dead. And I hope I don't eat a big Ragavan hit. But still, bringing them on a 1 has got to be, you know, it's got to be decent. Maelstrom Pulse, not bad, but unfortunately for them, we still have double Bugbear. Yeah, so this was a little floody, but still got the job done. I'm still, this would have been one of those games where Blood Moon could have screwed us up just as bad, if not worse, as them. So I might end up really regretting this, but I am kind of thinking that they are an Urza Saga deck. Could be totally wrong. Um, this might be a mistake as well, but I'm also thinking maybe I'll play Geomancers here because if I can color screw them, that could make up for me having to shut off my own utility lands. And the cool thing about Geomancer's Gambit is it always replaces itself. So, alright, let's see here. Alright, Obosh, I choose you. And I think I will keep. Once again, this hand, while not perfect, I think is closer to ideal than last game's turn one. I mean, you know, last game's hand we kept. The problem here is no Ragavan, but we did take the Ragavans out, so you can't really expect that. Okay. So this here, I would have thought about taking the Spikefield Hazard if I were them, but I can't exactly blame them, I guess. Well, since we drew a land, I think I'm going to, yeah, just play out the Bugbear. This way we can intercept the dashing Raga. Let's see here. This might be a Tarmogoyf. No. Stone Brain, interesting. Alright, well, we might have to kiss goodbye to our Fables, but it's not the end of the world. We will draw a couple cards to make up for it. I think I will play this out just to hide a little information. So let's see here. Yeah, they're going to Stone Brain me, but that's the end of the world. I don't think our deck relies too much on Fable per se. You know, that could be a little naive on my part. You know, maybe, but I don't think we rely on it necessarily. Interesting, the name Fury. I guess it kind of makes sense, but yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Okay, I think that's a Spikefield target if I've ever seen one. Sploosh. Alrighty. And they did see our hand again, so they don't know about the second field, but they know about the first one. But it didn't update our hand zone, but it's okay. Okay, Liliana of the Veil. Alright, it's fine. Alrighty. The question is, do we discard anything? This might seem a little counterintuitive, but I don't really know that we need Field of Ruin that bad, so I'm going to take this and this. Yeah, I stand by it. I stand by it, and I'll play this out for the possibility of den attacks. This way we also, I think our hand is pretty much, yeah, okay. Good thing I kept Blast Zone. Alrighty, could discard this here. I guess this is the most discardable, isn't it? Alrighty. Okay, there's a Geomancers. I don't really feel Geomancers so much right now. I do feel Lightning Bolt though. Okay. It's not exactly the ideal I had in mind. So I don't want to discard value, so I think. So look, I might have to take some punishment, but I think I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to angle for pumping the Blast Zone. And we'll see how this one goes. I'm kind of inclined, I think, to just tanks at 6 damage. I don't think they play enough reach. That makes me too worried about being at 14. And the Kiki-Jiki is potentially much more value. Okay, this is interesting. Whenever it deals combat damage, well, we can prevent that, I think. Okay, let's see here. Especially when we have Fables, we can keep copying. Yeah, so I think we do have to get rid of the Tarmogoyf. We can be a little cheeky with this, though. Here's what I think I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to go bam, bam. Yeah, and then I can afford to be a little cheeky from here. Having 2 copied reflections. Oh, I guess copying it twice really didn't matter, did it? My bad. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay. Well, I say it's okay, but obviously that was kind of a flub. So I don't want to tank another hit, so I think I will. This is a trample, does it? Okay. Do this. So we could have held up for another activation and turn. What is this here? Probably Colocan's Command. It's fine. All right. Okay. There's another Fable. I think I will do this. Let's see where this takes me. Unholy Heat is a pretty good place to take me, but so is Seasoned Pyromancer. I just don't think I can pass Seasoned Pyromancer up. Yeah, and I think it's better for me to block with the Shaman token, if possible. If need be, I obviously have to block with the enchantment because it can just destroy it. I think this is too much value to pass up, but could be mistaken. Yeah, I definitely do not want to get hit with that. And if I can copy this Seasoned Pyromancer, that's kind of the definition of big game. I need to have like pretty much actual Lightning Bolt. Okay. I don't actually know that Blood Moon is that good here, so I actually think I'm going to discard it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, this could go very, very wrong here, but let's try it. Okay, it worked. I just think I'm going to go for the mana efficient play here. And yeah, we're kind of doing the value snowball, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what the kids call it these days. The value snowball. My relic, kind of like that, but the value snowball was still pretty good. Yeah, easiest token block, I think, of all time. Maybe I should have played the relic. Oh man, this is kind of value overwhelming, isn't it? No, not this time. I mean, this is all pretty good stuff, I think. I think I'm gonna go for charging up the blast zone. This makes more sense to me. I think the value kind of spiraled though. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I think the value kind of spiraled out of control here for the old OP. Let's see here. Yeah, this is good old trusty blast zone, doing blast zone things. No saga, so maybe this is more classic Jund. Okay, interesting. Right, so hopefully they don't have both Seiju who endures. Okay. Alrighty. So let's try to get to work here. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure what's going on exactly here. Bam. What is this? So target player's graveyard. Okay, cool stuff, I guess. I do kind of feel like generating card advantage. So I guess why not? Ready. Yeah, I guess I'll just take care of this. And that seems pretty good compromise in terms of, yeah, in terms of what I want to accomplish. So I like it. I like it. 3 Fables. This is kind of a lot, I think, for them to deal with. But of course, they could easily top deck a Kozilek's Return or some other card that sweeps. It's theoretically possible now, isn't it? Okay. Bloodbraid Elf. It's a Liliana, I believe. No? Or is it? It's a Liliana. Okay. Fair enough. I can actually unholy the Liliana before it can tick up, but I think I'm fine with letting it tick up. Where might tick down, actually? Yeah, yeah, Blood Moon. I don't think I really want Blood Moon anymore. Alrighty. I think I'm just gonna let's do this here. Let's do this. Okay. Nice. Yep. Nice indeed. Alrighty. Alright, so I think we're gonna try to deal with that. I think we're just gonna go all out here. Oh, I can't. I don't have. Yeah, that's pretty much GG anyway. Alright. Okay, alright, match 2. Let's see here. This hand is kind of quasi-keepable. Oh, but it actually got a Spikefield. So let's just hope that they don't discard this. Okay, this kind of looks Amulet-ish. Alright, well, if this is Amulet, we just gotta get our speed game going here. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's kind of unlikely that we're gonna race them. But with Unholy Heat, you never know, right? Which, man, I really wish I had main deck Moon effects when they have double Saga out like that, but it is what it is. So there's 2 different schools of thought, I think. Oh, let's cast the Summoner's Pact. Oh man, I'm just kidding. That's suicide. Well, I guess in theory we could, but it only searches for green features anyway. Yeah, so it may or may not be suicide depending on whether we could connect. No, it is suicide because actually we can't. Whatever. So okay, this could be a mistake, but my logic behind playing Relic is, first of all, we're probably just dead anyway, so who cares? But second of all, I kind of want to cycle this before. No, now that I think about it, this was a mistake. I should have discarded it with the Seasoned Pyromancer for Delirium. My thinking was I should cycle it before it adds to the graveyard. So anyway, that was a mistake. Yeah, it's kind of the most obvious pitch to Seasoned Pyromancer ever. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, what do we got here? So, show us what you got. Ooh, Dryad. Dryad the Triad. You got more lands for me? Okay, that's a land. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, so this is what we need to do. We need to start off by doing this, because we definitely do not want to exile any more cards. Alright, this sucks, but we gotta do what we gotta do, right? So I think this is the plan here. I think what we have to do here is we have to attack. We have to play Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Fable and Research Desk. And pray that we... but even then, we don't have fetch lands, so this is not really... I don't know, maybe this was not the right move. Oof. Yeah, it's a little disappointing there. Not gonna lie, a little disappointing, but it's okay. Oh man, so yeah, they got us dead to rights if they got an actual Titan. I don't think this would have changed anything though. No, we might have had double Lightning Bolt. Not really, because we wouldn't have drawn enough cards to make that happen. You know, normally I think that's a good sign, except that they have so much mana that they can just frivolously create a construct token without worrying about it so much. You'll probably create enough mana to transmute to Lair West and play Titan. Maybe not, because they don't have a way to put an extra land in yet, so they can only generate 4. Well, maybe it's not completely a lost cause, but just yet at least. Ha ha ha. That could be our target with Field of Ruin. Let me think about this. Yeah, giving a Titan haste is a little too scary, I think. So we wanted to do this for Delirium, in case y'all were wondering. There's its Solaria West. Okay, so this could be a mistake. Oh, actually, good thing I noticed that. It's almost like I tricked them into doing that, because then then we freed up Lightning Bolt, and now we have Unholy Heat 2 off of Treasure Token. So not that we need to intercept a hasting attacker yet. So actually, I wonder if we could race Titan. This would be pretty crazy. We have a lot of mana, but without the what you would call it card, I don't know. But what they're probably going to get is they're probably going to get Cultivator Colossus. It's a way bigger problem for us, especially with 2 amulets. If they didn't have enough mana to do anything else, do they have enough mana? Let's see here. Okay. So Titan time. I wonder though if I kill the Dryad. I mean, let's see what lands they get. They're probably going to get Valakut, but if we kill the Dryad in response, then they won't get any triggers. But 10 life. Suddenly, we're kind of praying that we draw another Unholy Heat, which is not actually completely impossible. Yeah. Okay. So we get to choose, which I like. Let's see here. So, okay, this could be a big mistake. But if we draw a Fury, I think we're going to be in better shape. This is kind of a big gamble we're taking, but we're not going to win this this one without some gambling. So, this might seem suicidal, but they're obviously going to block the Ragavan, and since we got another one here, maybe it's all fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's still Titan was probably worse than Dryad, but I'm not so particularly thrilled about them having a Dryad in play either. We can snipe off both our Seasoned Pyromancers, most likely. And hopefully their ability to do much else is a little hamstring. We can maybe push 3 damage next turn. I don't know. I have to hope that somehow they can't snipe both of them, but they probably can. They get 2 land drops. They can probably snipe both of them. So there's one. Yep. And there's 2. Okay. Let's hopefully they get frisky in attack, but I wouldn't if I were them. But they might have a Titan, in which case we're probably just dead. They have enough mana, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That's not good. Okay, good, maybe. Okay. We might actually have top decked one of our only outs. So I'm not going to get too frisky yet because they could have an endurance, which would suck. Man, this would be crazy though if we actually... Yeah, they got something. Or maybe it's just Sunhome. Okay, if it's just Sunhome, I think we actually did the impossible. Oh my goodness. Man, somehow we actually raised Amulet Titan without being an aggressive deck and without any moon effects, but we can't count on that. And the funny thing is, we didn't actually. Yeah, what we did, we actually definitely needed that Unholy Heat. This Unholy Heat, actually, I mean, I know I'm so late to the game with playing Unholy Heat, but it's been such a game changer for me. It's ridiculous. I mean, I think I used to think I couldn't play Relic together with it, but eventually I just said, you know what? I kind of just try everything together, and I don't really give too much of a hoot. So why do I care that much? Do I really need 4 Blood Moons? I mean, so why would I not? We definitely want the 2 Sprees because we got to slow them down. If we would play 4 Sprees if we had them, but it's just not in the cards. We need to be able to deal with the Dryads on site. This is obviously a pretty big game, like I was just talking about. This is useful for finding our land drops and just powering through our deck. Believe it or not, I actually think Seasoned Pyromancer is probably the least necessary. The thing about Fable is that it's just when that Goblin Shaman token goes unmolested, it's just so powerful. I do think overall Blood Moon is still probably better, even though they do have lots of ways of dealing with it. Blood Moon could buy us time at least, so we could find a Magus or just get there. Blood Moon is not some kind of permanent solution, but I have to believe 2 extra Blood Moons are better than 2 more Seasoned Pyromancers, since Seasoned Pyromancer, one of its main purposes is to draw into a card like Blood Moon. But of course I could be wrong. Seasoned Pyromancer is a very powerful card. It's also an important engine piece with the Fable. Like if I'd only have but I think Fury is powerful enough as an engine piece that I don't need to reach for that. Okay, Ragavan, I choose you. And with 8 moon effects, I wasn't so feeling the need to mulligan to them, but I could soon regret that, especially with the Microsoft Gardens. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to surprise them, because I might be able to field a rune in response before it turns into an artifact. Which is not like the best thing ever, but it is probably what we need to do to keep from insta-losing. Okay, which one is transforming? This one, right? Yeah, okay, well, I think we lose the ability to target it once it, yeah. We needed to put that in the graveyard anyway for Delirium. Of course, the problem is now there's Saga, but and another Amulet is just not acceptable in my humble opinion. And hopefully, if we can connect again, we can blast on away 2 Amulets, and that is probably better than. Because I mean, they can still get 2 Amulets, but they have to tap 2 mana, so it's a little. As long as we can live long enough, maybe that's good enough for us. Well, there's a Saga, but you know. Still think we ran a pretty high risk of just straight up dying if we didn't do what we needed to do, if you know what I mean. Okay. This is an interesting kind of card, but now that I think about it, is this better than a treasure token? It might be. I'll lose this, but. Does it come into play tap, though? Yeah, it comes into play tap, so, no. Good thing I read the card. I'm so used to it coming into play untapped because of their Amulet, but we don't have an Amulet. Even if we did, our Blast Zone would destroy it. Although, I guess, yeah. If it came into play untapped, I would, seriously consider. Alright, well, we're gonna lose our Ragavan, but this is, just, Alright, well, here's where Magus of the Moon comes to the rescue, right? At least that's the hope. Come on, Magus. No. No Magus, but maybe not half bad. Maybe I should have played Research Desk, but... you know what? I actually might play this. Yeah. I know it seems crazy, but yeah. I mean, if nothing else, it pays for itself in mana boosting by making the Spikefield come into play on top. But in retrospect, though, I'm really thinking I should have just Research Desked it up. Yeah, because the problem is they're going to have 2 Amulets next turn. I'm running out of time to find something, so this was probably me being way too cute. Just way too cute. Way too cute for my own good, really. I'm close to Delirium. You know what? I think. Yeah. You know what? Actually, with Mishra's Research Desk, I have Delirium at least. So there's that. Okay. Well, let's do this. So I got to be able to do this because I have to get Delirium. I'm gonna get another Amulet. Let's see. I do have to remember to crack the Research Desk, otherwise I won't have Delirium. But the ability to one-shot a Titan is not to be underestimated, I think. I guess you could underestimate it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. Hopefully this is not Cultivator Colossus. That would be, yeah, I have enough mana. I can't deal with a Cultivator. I can deal with a Titan. I can't deal with a Cultivator. Yeah, they got unlimited mana at this point. That's a lot of mana. Yeah, that's Cultivator for sure. I'm a little surprised that they're not cultivating. Maybe they are cultivating, and they've just happened to have it in hand. I want to get a Titan as well. Yeah, I don't know. I would have gone for Cultivator if I were them. Might not be expecting an Unholy Heat, even though I saw that last game. I don't know. Let's see. I'm still not writing off that they have Cultivator. Yeah, that looks like Cultivator to me. Okay. Dryad first. I would play Dryad first if I were them. Yeah, come on. What is this? You don't need to tap that yet. I guess you can tap it if you want. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, interesting. It is a Titan. It is a Titan Slayer Stronghold. And then we just have to remember to Mishra's research desk before. Okay, what is this here? More nonsense. Alrighty. Yeah, they actually would have died if they didn't have the Grazer. So this way they can put another green land into play. If I draw a Moon Effect, though, I might have them. So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, Unholy Heat is obviously the only thing bailing us out in this game as well. It really boggles the mind to me why I had not appreciated the insanity that is Unholy Heat for such a long time. But no more. I mean, I will continue to appreciate it now. Why would I not? Oh yeah, we almost forgot to do this. That would have been a disaster. We would have just lost the game on the spot. All right, well, if they don't have what's it called? Oh, they might have endurance. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And they might have, what do you call it? They might have that card, Force of Vigor. So, okay. Interesting. Yeah, let's just do this, man. And I guess, all right. So I guess that they didn't have Force of Vigor. Well, that definitely was an interesting match against Amulet Titan. And although Blood Moon was ultimately what kind of came to the rescue, which is kind of how it almost always goes. Yeah, suddenly I actually feel like maybe the Titan matchup is like I used to think it was kind of average to slightly below average, depending on how high level of an opponent we were facing. I would like to see how the top Titan players do against me with the most recent build, but I am starting to think that maybe I'm actually close to even against, hopefully against the top players, and I might actually be above average against the field with Titan if they're not necessarily the top players. So all I know is Unholy Heat boosted me. So whatever I was before, I think my percentage went up, and that's a nice thing. All right. Okay, match 3. This is a little bit of a risky hand. If we don't draw a third land, then we're kind of in trouble. But I don't think I can really ship this back because this is one of these hands that could get us in trouble. But especially on the draw, we got quite a few turns to curve out, and as long as we hit 3, I like my chances. Now, of course, if they so this looks like it's another Titan deck. Well, That's a little disappointing in the sense that I would have liked Ragavan. If they had kept another slow hand, maybe we can steal game 1 again, but I'm not holding my breath for stealing game 1. I was going to say it could have been a slower hand until the Amulet appeared. Well, it looks like we're fishing for a 3rd land drop here with this Research Factory. Yeah, that Amulet speeds them up so much. Enormously. Sometimes they keep kind of sketchy hands though, but you know we cannot count on that. It's just not a good idea. Not a good idea to count on that. Amulet of Vigor. Looks like a dryad to me. Yep, there we go. I know what a dryad looks like when I see one. And I'm guessing bouncing the Tolaria west is in the cards. So now maybe I can't go for the turn 3 Fable like I was hoping, because I got to get this dryad off the board, period. I think that's priority number 1, typically. Interesting, I would have thought they'd turn the Tolaria west to their hand. Oh, Azusa. This is going to be a hard no, I think. I don't know, maybe we have to just accept it. Yeah, we just have to accept it. I gotta rely on this Unholy Heat. Oh man, these cards are not what I was hoping for. Should I play it? Let's just Flame Slash the Azusa. I mean, what's the point of Flame Slashing the Azusa though? Because now I lost the ability to 2-shot a Titan, but gotta hope to get lucky. I didn't necessarily want to play the Research Desk because that kind of gives away that I've got the Unholy Heat. Otherwise, why would I not play the Relic? Well, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it too much here. It's just not really a lot of ways I see. I guess Fury, top deck Fury, I could still be in the game, but now I'm really regretting playing that Flame Slash. I don't know, with more land drops, that would have automatically resulted in my loss. Alrighty. It's pretty much Fury or bust, I think. Good thing they respected the Blood Moon, though, so the land value is not too out of control yet. If they got another Titan in their hand, or a whatever you call it, then we're pretty much screwed. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I just have to do this. There's just no other way. Oh yeah, actually, I just die, I guess, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. Probably die. I forgot that I needed to actually cast the Unholy Heat. Yeah, that's GG. Alrighty. They always got 2 of them somehow. At least with the full 8 moon effects at my ready again, I'm not as afraid as in the old days. Delirium could be a little more complicated with fewer instants, but I think I like it. I like it here. Yeah. Yeah, Seasoned Pyromancer seems like an odd card to cut, but I just can't cut anything else. And don't forget, compared to the old versions of this deck, Mishra's Research Desk does a lot of work for digging. So, plus I don't want to make my 3-drop curve too ridiculous. We already have 14 3-drops, which is quite a bit. we start off with only 8 3-drops, and then we add in the Blood Moons plus the Magus, so it's quite a lot of 3-drops to add. I think I have to keep. I mean, it's not. The problem is I might not be able to hit the turn 3 Moon, but I don't necessarily always have to have Moon on turn 3. But we'll see. We'll see. Ready. Okay, okay. Hopefully they don't have Gut Shot. I think I've seen that before, and that sucks. Alright, well, hopefully they play a Saga or something. Make the Blood Moon even more juicy. I kind of wish I could play that, but it wasn't meant to be. I kind of wish I had more land drops, too, in order to take advantage of that. But anyway. Here's what it is. Yeah, okay. Looks like a Dryad if I've ever seen one, or Azusa. I think I'm just going to let Azusa do her thing. It looks like they played in such a way that I didn't have a choice. Now, unfortunately, they can return Bosacius to their hand if they, for some reason, can't, which of course they can. May not be necessarily the end of the world to eat a Boseiju, though, because, let's see here. Well, I'm going to offer the trade, because I just don't want to lose my Unholy Heat. And I also don't want to lose my Fury. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so I gotta do this. And of course they're going to, yeah. But at least I mana ramp myself. So alright, that's fine. I might as well research Desk, right? What if I hit another Ragavan? What if I hit a Shattering Spree? Alright, I think as between the two, I think Shattering Spree is going to be much more important. This could prevent me from just outright losing next turn. Plus I have Delirium now, which is always nice. So we'll see. We shall see. This could make it a little complicated, possibly. We'll see. Okay, what is this? Hydra Crisis. Wasn't expecting that. I might just Fury this. Draw 1 card? I think they drew 1 card. Yeah, because they drew half X. Okay, come on. Yeah, alright. This, I think, is a Fury if I've ever seen one. Well, it wasn't exactly my first choice. I want to just be able to start attacking for 6, if you know what I mean. So they could drop a Titan, but then I could Unholy Heat, Seasoned Pyromancer, go from there, see what was. This is, you know, not going as well as I would have hoped, but it's also not necessarily going as bad as it could have gone either. Okay, 5 mana, it's not 6. Another Hydra Crisis? Okay, fair enough. I think they still drew 1. It's half life rounded down. Okay. I kind of want to flashback the Mishra's research desk, although I'm really not so sure. I'm going to go for this. I just don't want to risk it too much. I might block the Bugbear. Probably that's the most tempting one. Yeah. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's not that bad. I kind of like that. I kind of like that play. Plus, actually, for Delirium, I can use research desk and still have Delirium now, thanks to Bugbear hitting the graveyard. So, good to know. Let's see here. Alright, there's the Titan we all knew about. They sometimes play Bojuka Bog, so I'm going to respond with Unholy Heat if they do. Let's see here. Okay. So I'm probably going to return Bosteiju again, which is fine. But good thing I have Magus, but can't guarantee that it's going to be Magus I draw as opposed to regular old Blood Moon. If I attack, I bring them down to 2, but that's not good enough. So let's do this. That's good. Not gonna lie, that one's a good one. If we can get them to below 4 life, then their best removal spell for it doesn't work anymore, but unfortunately, yeah, but still, the cool thing about Magus is that even if they have Dismember, they still go down to 2 life, and sometimes we can crash in with the Bugbear and finish them off after they go to 2, but sometimes, obviously, they can get anything they need. So we'll see. So I feel like Blood Moon kind of both boosted us and slowed them down a little bit. More so boosted us, I think. So let's see what they can do. Like the 1-2 punch of Blood Moon and Magus. This is the first time in a long time we're playing both together, double team, just like the good old days. Okay. Well, I think I'm still rocking the 75. Blood Moon, as we can see, is very flawed. But, you know, I mean, kind of, you know, at the end of the day, it forces them to have an answer. I mean, I think in general, a card that they have to respect, even if they do have answers in their deck, is better than a card they don't have to respect and don't have answers to. Right? I think that's the rule, right? The rule is have cards, even if they have removal for the cards, have cards they have to respect rather than cards they don't have to respect. I mean, even if they don't, yeah, because who cares if they don't have removal for cards they don't respect? They don't respect it, they're not worried about it. Well, they could kill us, they could get a quick kill on us, but I'm not going to mulligan to a Ragavan plus Magus hand, which is pretty much, even then, it's not like a given. At the end of the day, we have to accept that their God hands, it's looking like a God hand, are probably going to beat our God hands, so this is what it is. Ragavan off the top could have stopped it. Actually, I guess what do you call it? Shattering Spree, maybe. Okay. Okay, they didn't go for Microsoft Gardens. Or they did, but let's see here. Yeah, well, this sucks because they obviously know what's up, but I don't know, maybe I should have put Unholy Heat and just played Magus, but I don't like them having to respect my stuff. Don't think with this they can quite go off this turn. It's so easy though. They just need they basically need any mana accelerant and a Cerulean, and they're good to go. Okay. They tapped the Gladys though. I feel like they could have gone off with this turn, but maybe not. I don't know. I did not want to pitch the Seasoned Pyromancer, but I'm definitely sure as heck not pitching the mages. I'll say that for sure. How much you want to bet they have what's it called? So they could get us next turn. I still feel like I can't. This is probably okay. They could get cocky, and they might. First of all, they might not have another crew land. Second of all, they need to have like pretty much exactly. Maybe not crew. They need to have land and Titan, which of course is not such a big sell. But they could get cocky, and they could what do you call it? Okay, that's not even a Titan. And I think they only drew one card, so not too bad actually. Not too bad. I think I'm going to play the Magus. I think it's kind of necessary. I think it'd be kind of a big mistake not to. Now they can get a lot of aggro with me if they so choose. Let's see here. Okay, we're definitely doing this here. Well, Den is kind of nice. I kind of like the idea of clearing the Hydrate Crisis, but I want to be mana efficient about it, so hopefully they don't have Chalice of the Void or something, which would be an odd card. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty obvious I had to grab Limb Slash between the two, I think. Okay, yeah, I might as well get some damage off of it, I respect. Okay, that's a good one. That's such a good one that I'm actually kind of thinking I should play that instead. Because if they kill this, they could just pretty much insta-win on the spot. So yeah, I mean, it seems like they're in a pretty hard lock kind of situation, so it's the more Magi I play, the more answers they have to have. I'm probably going to keep this in hand just for a Fable. And the clock really might end up being the same anyway, because, yeah, the clock is the same. Did we get it? Did we get it? Oh man, we did it. Well, I mean, hey, the 8 Blood Moon version, I would certainly hope so. Okay, match 4Zs. Let's, well, I got the Raggy Taggy. So, we never really got to see the full Blood Moon plus Geomancer kind of strategy yet, but could be out there. At the end of the day, the fundamentals kind of are what they are, if you know what I mean. Okay. Oh man, Mill is a little bit of a problem. We don't really have that much for Mill, but I don't know why I think this is Mill, but I'm getting Mill vibes. I guess Moment of Truth. Could be control deck. Merfolk. Okay. I'll just do this just to draw a card. Maybe I should have played, yeah, I'll play Spikefield out. Spikefield can be a good way to deal with like a Silver Gill Adept, but I also want to be able to play Seasoned Pyromancer next turn. This could have been a big mistake though. Okay, so I'm guessing we're gonna eat a call it a next pitcher. I got some choices here. I actually kind of am okay with them eating this. It might seem weird, but it's a pretty, it's still kind of a net mana plus trade there for me. Could be a mistake, but thankfully we got the one-shot answer for the old Swayloon. Alrighty. So here's, I kind of have two choices. I think I'm just going to put Obosh to hand. I also could have played Bugbear, but here's the thing though. If they keep 4 mana untapped, I'm definitely not going to play Obosh right into a Subtlety. Okay. But I can live with this. I could have Counterspell. We'll see. This is a good one, I think, because this way we don't have to use our treasure token. This time I think I will try to kill this. I'm just going to be dealing so much damage and I'm going to get more. Yeah, Otawara Plus was also a good card to take from them. I'm trying to keep the pressure on here. Then the Bugbear, though, would have been nice to be able to attack next turn. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Doing this just to thin our deck before our draw, which I know deck thinning doesn't make that big of a difference, but you know, hey. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer the trade with Ragavan, considering that we have another one anyway. Because they're, like, basically, Swayloon is a big problem. It's one of the only ways I can see them getting back in it. Yeah, I can live with that. Bam. We are definitely more on the floody side, but I think we are in good shape. I like it. I am MHayashi, and I approve of this message. Alrighty. Okay, so... Okay, Merfolk. This is where I wish we had 4 Shattering Sprees, because Aether Vial is the #1 problem that we have in dealing with Merfolk. We definitely want at least these 2. Sometimes the Magi can be good, but this looks like a particularly island focus version. I'm just not really hot on Relic. It just doesn't do that much. Sometimes it can help us draw into our second or third land, but I think if nothing else, most of the time, Geomancer just being able to be pitched Fury is kind of better. Plus, you know, this can hit Mutavault. At worst case scenario, it draws a card. None of these cards are particularly yeah, kind of like must play sort of thing, you know, affairs. But yeah. Yeah, I like it. Master of Waves is the only card that we really kind of are very afraid of, though, in and of itself. But getting kind of paper cutted and tempoed out with the Aether Vial, of course, is a. It's not that we necessarily feel like we're disfavored against Merfolk if they have Aether Vial. It's just that that's the #1 way we tend to lose outside of Master of Waves. But thankfully, we haven't seen that much lately. Okay, so I got to make a choice here. Do I Shattering Spree right away? And I think the answer is no. And the reason why is we don't know for sure if they're going to play Chalice. And there's 2 things. They could play a Chalice next turn, which would basically just, we would have to kill on sight. Or alternatively, they could play another Aether Vial, and we do have the 2 red mana to be able to play Shattering Spree twice. Okay, so this is 100%. Okay, so we're gonna kick it twice. The reason being is that we don't know if they've got Force Negation or Spell Pierce, and this is the best way to protect ourselves from this. Okay, kind of makes sense. Yeah, you see, like if they had another Aether Ball, I have to imagine they would have played it, and that would have, they would have just got them right out of the spine. Of course, they could just draw another one right now, or they could have actually been sandbagging it. Yeah, but no. So, okay. Should I Field a Ruin that thing? I don't think so. That thing is dealing so much damage to them. What I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to just put Obosh to my hand. I'm probably gonna Blast Zone everything away next turn. Part of me wants to Blast Zone, but another part of me wants to just hit the Mutavault and then Fury everything. Hitting the Mutavault, though, may not necessarily be in my best interest. Okay, so here's the deal. The Blast Zone. Should I tank the Tide Shapers? It's an interesting question, and it really is. I kind of feel like no. Yeah, there's really no reason to. Keeping Field of Ruin up could just keep Mutavault honest a little bit. Okay, gotta respect the hustle, Gotta respect the hustle. So we can have 2 choices here. We can put Blast Zone on 2, or we can go with the field, and I'm probably going to go with the field. The reason being that we may almost want to hit the Water Dog Globe, but the card is just doing so much damage to them. Hitting Mutavault though is a little so-so when they have when they're like color screwed off of 2 blue. Yeah, you know what? We're going to hit Waterlog Grove. I guess they could sack it in response, but it's a little risky for them. But I don't want to give them 2 blue mana. I just don't. Alright. I think I'm going to Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I'm going to Lightning Bolt. Let's see what, if anything, they answer with. Okay. You know what, folks? I think change of plan. We're going to Fable it up here. And although this seems kind of strange, we do play around Spell Pierce. And I actually don't think we need Obosh. It's kind of overkill. At the end of the day, I think I kind of just want to I wish I had thought about that a little more. But I still have a Quasi blocker here, so it's not the end of the world. Let's see here. One second. Okay, so So this could be not necessarily a bad trade per se. Yeah, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. Well, yeah, I think this is kind of the only... Yeah. The question is, do I just tank it, actually? Or do I block it? I think I block it. I think at the end of the day... Ah, okay. Okay. Well, that's kind of like killing one of the ults. It's just I still tank 3, and they save their X-Catcher. Okay, okay, fair enough. Not bad. So I still want to take care of my Obosh here. Yeah, let's do this here. Fury is pretty nice, but still think the Blast Zone's kind of better. Maybe I should have waited. Yeah, because that wasn't threatening to block, necessarily. I'm probably going to pump the Blast Zone to 2. Yeah, that's a good one. Alrighty. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, this is kind of where we just jam Fury, isn't it? Of course, they could have Subtlety. Okay. And because now they kind of have to deal with either the Fury or the Reflection, or this Fury just machine guns them every single turn, while also being an additional 6 damage, which is pretty sweet, if you ask me. I do like. Kira. Okay, Kira's not bad, but Kira's not perfect either. Okay. Okay, let's do this here. So this pops the bubble, which is fine. And we'll do this. Now I have Delirium. Yeah, alrighty. Not bad. Alright, match 5. Let's see if we can go for the old trophy. I think this hand is keepable. The research desk can definitely go a long way in. Yeah, it can definitely go a long way in getting the 3rd land drop that we really need. So let's see. Let us 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 see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Research desk. Alrighty. Okay, so it's definitely, because if we get down to the Bugbear, we definitely will play that. Okay, well, yeah, definitely Field of Ruin. We don't need to play Field of Ruin just yet, though. We can play that next turn. We don't know for sure what we're up against. It could be a Ragavan deck, although I doubt it. As long as it's in Creativity or Rhinos, maybe we can pull it off. I'm getting Creativity vibes, though. Oh no. At least we have 4 Blood Moons. Oh, not Creativity. Could be a Control deck. Okay, it's a Ren 6 deck. Well, I think I want to Flame Slash, I think. Alright, let's see here. Could be a mistake to do Flame Slash, but these Fables are more proactive at the end of the day. I don't know if I'm up against a control deck or not. Oh, this might be Omnath control. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So maybe in retrospect I should have got rid of Lightning Bolt. But the thing is, if they're more traditional control, then definitely Flame Slash is the weakest link. But if they're Omnath control, then definitely Lightning Bolt's the weakest link. Because there's so many 4 toughness creatures, you know, mainly Omnath. But yeah, we just have to kind of kill. Let's see. Leyline Bandit. Interestingly, I went for the token and not the Fable. I'm getting Omnath control vibes, so I might just ditch the Lightning Bolt here. And I might ditch the Relic too. I could eat my words on this one, but I like just powering through my deck here. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. La 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 la. Okay, I'm definitely getting Omnath control vibes. 4-color Omnath, whatever you want to call it. I like the way they have to respect the Goblin Shaman token. It's a respectable card. Okay. I think I'm still probably going to discard the Lightning Bolt. Yeah. Second verse is same as the first, I think. Maybe I should have flashed back the Mishra's Bubble first, just in case I got like a Ragavan or something. Kind of want to see what they got, though. Got up their sleeve. Could end up just putting Obosh to hand. Yeah, I'm going with Blast Zone. And I'm putting Obosh to hand. Alright, let's see. Now the problem is I'm getting into the flood part of my hand a little bit, but I have powered through a lot of my deck, and once I start Seasoned Pyromancing, things could get very good for us. Okie dokie. Okay, Fury's a good one. And I'm guessing Elish Norn. Okay, Night of Autumn's not a bad one either. And I miss you. Okie dokie. Okie doke. 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 Oh, okie doke. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I might as well hit this. And I might as well play Obosh, even though we all know that they just have like a Solitude or something to deal with it. But at the end of the day, it's still a respectable card. But the way this hand is developing, I'm just not so sure about this anymore. We're going to need to hit some Seasoned Pyromancers or some what do we call those cards? Mishra's Research Desk. So we are not going to have a very pleasant time, unfortunately. So I think they're going to Night of Autumn hitting the Kiki. Oh, it looks like they're going Solitude. Okay. Alright, well, should I... There's really nothing for me to copy, so I might as well attack with the Kiki. We all know that they have a Solitude, but I might be able to tag them with Spikefield before they trigger Resolves. This is a good use of Spikefield Hazard, if you ask me. Alrighty. Okay. And I think I'm gonna start hitting their lands on their upkeep, though. I might hit one of them end of turn if they get a tap land. The Triome would seem like the most obvious hit, but they're actually kind of low on. But I think I can hit all their green mana, and if I do, then they can't run and 6 me. Let's see. Unfortunately, they can still go run a 6 this turn, but I'm trying to do my best here. Alright, that is what it is. Well, I guess the green mana means they can. I guess I take them off of red mana if I hit the Triome, don't I? This is just dangerous, because if they draw Ren and 6, then this is like a really good source of card advantage, but I think it's too tempting to take them off of red mana, potentially. Interesting. They're playing an Icewind Coatl version. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna save the Spikefield, probably to try to hit the Knight. I can probably tank 2 damage, though. I think I can tank 2 damage, because I may want to put this on 3 if they play like a Teferi or something. I might want to just put this on 3, period. Well, the 2 still might be better. 2 hits Ren and 6. This could be a mistake, but I'm putting this on 3. Nothing else that hits Knight of Autumn. Yeah, and see, this is one reason why I didn't want to blow just yet, because I can hit, theoretically, both of these with the Fury. Okay. And this is Solitude. Okay, I could Unholy Heat this, but I think I'm actually... I think I have to Unholy Heat this. Them being at 6 is just a little too good for me. I hope I didn't screw this up somehow. Okay, it's another Triumph, so I guess hitting the other Triumph didn't make a difference. Okay, okay. That's a good one. Alright, well let's try hitting them. And I might just zap the Teferi. Hopefully I hit something good. Oh, but I guess they can just play the thingamabobber. Or do they have enough? No, I think they don't have enough lands. Okay, hopefully it's something good here. Come on. Unfortunately I can't cast it. That does qualify as something good, but unfortunately I can't cast it. This card actually is a little bit problematic, so I will try to deal with it. And I think I'm going to continue on my quest to pump this up to at least 4 to deal with Omnath, if not 5 or 6. I might actually want to pump this all the way up to 5, because I really don't want Solitude gaining life. And it kind of looks like they have Solitude. Plus, if they play, what's it called, Elisnorn, now I have this ready to go. I like 5. I think 5 is a good number. Let's see. I'm fully expecting a Solitude to ruin my day. Okay, or that. That's kind of a good sign. I don't know that I want to go to 6 just yet, though, just to get a Ragavan back, but I might. That might be what the doctor called for, but unfortunately I can't give it haste. So I kind of have tough choices to make. Okay, well, I know I'm definitely taking Blast Zone up to 2, that's for sure. Interesting, they played it. Okay, so question, do I want to take this Blast Zone up to 6? And I think I have to, man. I think this could just be a total mistake. It's just so tempting, though, being that the mana just works out perfectly. I even have 8 mana to crack both of these. And heaven knows this card isn't doing anything. Alrighty. It's just a little too tempting, although getting just one Ragavan back is not as great as I was hoping. But hey, it's at least putting the Blast Zone to good use. Hopefully they're as mana flooded as I am. Yeah, I got a feeling they got Solitude, but they didn't have it a couple turns ago. Yeah, that's definitely a Solitude. Alright, and they're gaining life, so it's possible that the Den discourages them from attacking, but I don't know. I mean, where are all my Seasoned Pyromancers? They're like all at the bottom of my deck. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm hoping they don't have another one. I guess if they do, I can still maybe Spikefield it. Jeez. This is just not really what I signed up for. Alright, that's... You know what, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not going to complain, because I can still kill the Solitude, I guess. Hopefully. So this was a very good play from them, but it doesn't automatically mean that it's going to be a play that ends up making the difference if they don't have another one. But even if they do, this is not the most ideal situation, I think. Now hopefully they don't have a Ice Fang Coatl end of turn. It's not ideal, I think. Alrighty. Yeah. My birdie baby is trying to nibble on me while I'm Omnath. We kind of knew this would happen sooner or later. I don't have Elish Norn yet. Come on, I need my Seasoned Pyromancers. Let's go. Let's go. Hey yo. Let's go. No, birdie baby, don't eat my headphones. No, don't eat my headphones, please. Okay, what are they calling for? Yeah, and this could be a real problem. Hey, birdie baby. Hey, birdie baby. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, this doesn't come into play here. Okay. Maybe I really shouldn't have should have just pumped this up all the way, because the problem is as you can see, yeah, I shot myself in the foot. I really needed to use my blast zone to pump this up. But could I have pumped it up? Let's see. 1, 2. I might have been able to. Yeah, that's the worst part about this. Yeah, but it's too late anyway. This is just too much card advantage. No. Yeah. Oh. Come on. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and none of this could have been prevented, so I don't know, maybe they actually duck, who knows. Yeah, at the end of the day, trying to win on the card advantage battle probably just not going to happen. At least I can play this to bide time. Well, that really sucks. Okay, birdie baby. Okay. No, don't eat my headphones. No. Okay. Where did my thing go? Oh, they captured it. Alright, that's fine. That's what it is. Oh, it's still not on 5. Man, that sucks. I guess maybe I couldn't have. Yeah, if I didn't even... Oh man, this sucks. Am I dead? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 9. I guess I'm not technically dead. I'm not technically dead. But in all seriousness, though, I am dead. But okay. Oh, I'm even out of lands. How lovely. Yeah, it went down to 13 on the clock at least. Yeah, lightning bolt. Okay. Ringing 6. Okay. Well. I could pitch something to Fury just to make another blocker, but then this thing is gonna hit me with flying, so it's kind of not ideal, if you know what I mean. Alrighty. Alright, that's that, I guess. Alright, well, I think we could have won that if we had played our hand a little better. But this is where we actually get to test out the Blood Moon and Geomancer's Gambit strategy. I've actually been beating the Omnath deck a lot lately. Let's see if I can keep that up. I don't actually think Lightning Bolt, but we need Lightning Bolt to deal with the Elish Norn. Yeah, it might seem strange to take a Relic of Progenitus against an Omnath deck, but at the end of the day, it's probably just the most cuttable, and Blood Moon can kind of substitute for. So sometimes Blood Moon doesn't always color screw them, but it sometimes just makes Ren and 6 a lot worse because I can't keep turning lands to their hand. I don't know, this could be a mistake, but I'm gonna keep. Okay. Well, this could be kind of risky, but I'm trying to be efficient here. But the problem is they could play Prismatic Ending on one. Wait, that's not it. Oh, I think that is it. Oh, that sucks. At least we finally have some Seasoned Pyromancers earlier in the game. Alrighty. Man, that really sucks though, to give them such a good target. They don't really have that many good targets for Prismatic Ending unless I do that. But it's just yeah, they have to have exactly that. Alright, let's just do this here. What on earth? Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn is not that scary. I mean, at the end of the day, just a 2-1 in play is not... It's not necessarily like stop the presses. Okay. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's just yeah, I guess maybe in retrospect, there really was. I really did not need to play that out, but I still think I can beat him. Okay. So let's attack first. The reason being is that maybe they think that they can block it. I don't think they play Force of Negation, but they do play. I might just actually let them block it. I don't think this Goblin token is the end-all be-all. Yeah, let's take care of it. Alrighty. And I'll probably hit the Steam Vents on their upkeep. We're pretty close to Delirium. Just need to use Lightning Bolt. And then we got Delirium. Not sure how big of an advantage they can take of that. Let's see. So they are doing something interesting. Okay, you got it, Hal. Okay. Alright, so here's what I think I'm going to do. Actually, I don't have Delirium if I blast off Lightning Bolt, so... That being said, I think this is a little too good of an opportunity to pass up, so I will, I think, just kill these. Play this for full value, which is always nice. Do I have Delirium now? Not quite, unfortunately, but I will if one of these creatures dies. No, Elis Norn. No, Elis Norn. No, Elis Norn. Okay, well, it's definitely not Elis Norn. I think I play it. Cuts them off a blue. They're already cut off a blue, but also cuts them off a double white. Yeah, let's do it. Still got Obosh I can put to hand, but let's go. If I draw a Geomancer, I go after the Snow-Covered Forest, I think, because I think Wrenn and 6 is a lot more devastating than Prismatic Ending on the Moon. Prismatic on the Moon sounds kind of sweet. On the Moon. Alright, well this is just a very obvious Fury, especially since if they slam Elis Norn, then it does nothing. And Unholy Heat, well, not a one-shot is one of the best ways to combine with the burn spell to actually take down an Elis Norn, so let's go. Let's see. I think that's a Prismatic Ending. That's a Wrenn and 6. But a Wrenn and 6, though, actually doesn't do much yet. But one of the reasons we want to hit this with Geomancer if we do it is because it prevents Wrenn and 6 from kind of undoing all the good work. This looks like a Prismatic Ending, but it looks like they're very not sure if they want to actually go through with it. Okay, well that is interesting. Yeah, okay. You got it, pal. I don't think I'm going to use Unholy Heat. I think I'm just going to go after the Wren. This could be a mistake, but I think just one-shotting Wren is pretty good value. Yeah, I could put Obosh to hand. I think I will. I think I'll discard the Blast Zone and the Obosh. At the end of the day, the Blast Zones are good, but I just think going through the rest of my deck is probably better overall. The Obosh could also just win me the game, depending on what they play here. But this is definitely Solitude, so Obosh is not. It's not winning me. It's not winning me the game, I don't think. Yeah, Bend the Bugbear though. That's a good one. Okay, this is what I think I want to do. I want to play this so that I can play this untapped, and so I can also force their hand with the Solitude. Yeah. That is fine. And Obosh I already played, so kind of is what it is. Okay, so let's see if they want to return Bloodmoon to hand. Okay, that one works too. Seasoned Pyromancer can hopefully take care of it next turn. I want some Geomancers. Okay. Well, I don't like using Unholy Heat here, but I really do like Seasoned Pyroing. I'll tell you that much. I really like Seasoned Pyroing. Okay. Alright. I could play Mishra's Research Desk, but I think end of turn Seasoned Pyroing is probably better use of my mana. Unless they slam Chalice of the Void. Plus, I kind of don't want them to concede just yet. I kind of want... I'm gonna play another... Okay. Well, I guess they return that to their hand with... Yeah. The longer I can drag this out, the less likely they're going to be able to pull off a win in Game 3. Let's go. They have to deal with this reflection, in my humble opinion. I mean, I guess they don't have to if they don't want to, but yeah, okay. All right. All right, they got 8 minutes and 40 seconds to try to win. To try to win Game 3. I'm going to run it back. I'm going to run it back. This might not get us there, but the good thing about Geomancer's Gambit in this type of matchup is that worst case scenario, it draws me a card, which is a big plus over like Pillage. This is the biggest issue I had with Pillage taking the spot of like a Shattering Spree. It's just that it was just so risky, because if I draw the Pillage without the Blood Moon, or if the Pillage is just not gonna like do that much damage on its own, then it's just almost kind of like a dead card. So let's see here. Well, I've seen worse. We can get an early Wren off the table, so I have indeed seen worse. Okay. Don't want to fall behind on time, that's for sure. Okay, that's definitely a Wren. Ideally, I want a better pitch, because Flame Slash is not really an ideal pitch, nor is Fable, but let's see. I guess I don't need 2 Blood Moons. Famous last words. Alrighty. The Blood Moon was kind of meh last game, so hopefully this isn't a signal to them that I have another Blood Moon. Yeah, what am I kidding though? Like, of course it is. Hopefully they don't have some kind of answer. I mean, they're obviously going to get a white. Okay, white. They might have green in their hand. Now, if they don't have another color, maybe they're going to have a hard time prismatic ending this. Kind of looking like. Okay, I definitely want to Fableize this. Okay, let's see here. This would be pretty sweet to get another 5-0 at the end of the season. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, Fury. Well, good thing I've got the Flame Slash. Not bad. Okay. Let's get rid of the Spikefield. Yeah, let's definitely do this. Let's definitely do this. And yeah, let's go. Let's go. Come on, I want a Geomancer. I really want to try this strategy of, but I guess this could Geomancer them in a green. But Ren 6 won't do that much though in this particular counterfactual. Nah, I won't use the Mirror Breaker ability. I'll just put Obosh to hand. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's go Obosh. Go Obosh. Go Obosh, Obosh. Go. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Will they be able to make a comeback though? I am a little short on red mana now. I kind of was relying on that Blood Moon to color fix me. Oof. Maybe I should have played the Spikefield and not this, but I don't know, man. We'll see. It's not necessarily like that would suck though if that really does me in. I need another white mana here. There's the white mana. If I draw a pitchable card, I might just play Obosh and try to pitch it with the Reflection. They'll probably Solitude in response. And I don't know what I'm thinking there. Oh, Ice Fang Coatl, that's an interesting choice. Ren 6, that's an interesting choice. I think I got a Leyline or a Lightning Bolt or something. This is probably way too greedy here, but I can't help myself, man. You know what? I'm not going to be greedy, because if they play whatever you call it, then I'm in deep, you know what. At the end of the day, them blocking this with the Ice Fang is not the worst thing in the world. Okay, yeah, I failed to consider that they had this, so my bad. Yeah, see. Yeah, alright. Alright, well, I'll definitely take a trade with these, because that means that I can prevent some value on the back end with the lightning, I mean with the Man, I really hope they don't have another Ephemerate. That sucks so badly. No. I tell ya, no. Okay, good. Oh no! This may not be the end of the world, though. May not. Keyword, may not. Because... So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to sacrifice the Goblin token, but they might end up blocking the Fury anyway. Okay, hopefully they don't have some way around this that I'm missing. Because this is a perfect Flame Slash Opportunity. Okay. No Spell Pierce, no? Okay, good. This is actually turning into quite an interesting game. I'll probably just the Obosh. Could have difficulty casting it. Okay, well, I definitely want the Spikefield. Okay, well, the Geomancer could be interesting. Should I Geomancer before I attack? Nah. Interesting, interesting. Like how jiggy with it should I get? I don't want to get too jiggy. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go after the green. I'm not going to get too fancy, no nothing. Destroy target land, draw a card, not bad. Yeah, I think I have to. Hopefully they don't, okay, good. Alright. What a fascinating game. What a fascinating game. 5 minutes is still enough, though, to do something to me, though. Especially with an Omnath. Oof. The old fetch lands. What have they got here? There's not another Elishnorn. I hate another Elishnorn. I hate that card. I hate that card. Okay, good. That is not Elishnorn. A land off the top would be annoying. But, you know, at least that means that it's a land. It's not a business spell. So maybe that's worth taking 4 damage, the more and more I think about it. I need to deal with that, Risen Reef, though. That thing's going to get out of hand very quickly. This sucks, because the other Seasoned Pyromancer is not really where we wanted to be. Yeah. So they're going to gain 4 life, but it's better than... Oh, I guess I already played Omnath here. Let's do this here. I wish I could have played the Blood Moon, but... Take this one instead. Should I try to block something? That's the question. Yeah, technically taking care of this Kiki-Jiki seems like not a bad move. Huh. Somehow Obosh was in my deck. So look, here's what I want to do. To do this. And then I want to play Blood Moon. Another Geomancer could kind of, Wait, did they... Okay, good. Why, though? Why do that? What is the mana going to do? Yeah, because this cuts off green entirely, which means cutting off red and 6. I don't think blue's that bad, so I think if I cut off white, then I may cut off the ability for them to deal with Blood Moon entirely. Alright, let's deal with this. Alright, let's do Obosh. It's Oboshin time. Alrighty. Oh man, this would be so sweet. This would be so sweet if we could actually pull this off. No, I do not want to concede the game. No, not prismatic ending. And the game becomes interesting again. Alrighty. Yeah, I just don't want this thing to gain life or block. Please know what I think it is. Okay, good. Is this GG? I think this is GG. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I got it. Oh man, what a back and forth cool game there, and what a league this was. Well, thanks for joining me. It's post league time. Okay. All right. Okay. Post league wrap up, and that's a wrap, folks. We got the 5-0. Now, obviously, a good part of that was because we hit Amulet Titan twice. literally in a build that is probably the most well set up out of almost all the other builds we've ever played. The only way we can make ourselves better set up is if we throw some Blood Suns into the mix, but those can be a little bit of a double-edged sword because they could sometimes put the Karus lands into play untapped and Boseiju us and still go off. So like at least with Blood Moon, you know, at least yeah, at least they can't use the mana the same as effectively until they can deal with it. But you know, yeah, but look, at the end of the day, this absolutely the core of the deck is definitely what carried us through for the most part. But we did see how the Blood Moon and Magus absolutely made the difference in the Amulet Titan matchup, and we did get to see a glimpse of the Blood Moon Geomancer combo, you know, doing work in the Omnath matchup. We really did. So yeah, and I think the other matchups, what was it, Jund and Merfolk? I don't know that these cards necessarily play that big of a role, but at the end of the day, we yeah, I think we got to see what we were trying to do here, and we dodged burn. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, if you haven't already liked, please drop a like. It means a lot to me, and also yeah, do consider subscribing, and yeah, I really would appreciate that as well. And a quick shout out to the patrons. Thanks Kevin Rubik, Roland Shonenman, S. Robertson, Sophus Garup, Erwin Lopez, Stanley Franks, Kyle Walters, Mark, Z. Cole Smith, Michael McPherson, Lucas Trank, Andrew Watts, and Michael Patton. Thank you so much. Hoping that you all enjoyed, and definitely everybody is very much appreciated. Whether you can be a patron or not, I certainly appreciate any engagement whatsoever. You know, but honestly, like, if you guys could just leave a like, that alone would mean a lot to me. So thanks a lot. Take care, and yeah, how nice to get a 5-0 when I just boot this up on camera. All right, take care.